How does our modified point subtraction aggression paradigm work? In this video, we will explain just that. Prior to the scan, the following instructions will be read to the participants. The objective of the game is to earn as many points as they can. Participants will be told that this task requires them to play against a paired opponent who is also another participant in this study and could earn points. However, this is a deception. They are actually playing against a computer. Participants will be asked to press one of the three buttons, option 1, 2, or 3, a set number of times to achieve a particular outcome. Pressing option 1 100 consecutive times will earn them 1 point. Pressing option 2 10 consecutive times will remove a point from the opponent. Pressing option 3 10 consecutive times will protect the participant from the opponent stealing a point. Options 1, 2, and 3 correspond to the index, middle, and ring finger keys on your right hand respectively. After these instructions, the participants will be placed in an fMRI scanner. While in the fMRI scanner, participants will be presented with the game status on a screen. This includes their current total score and the total number of presses executed within the current chosen option. When participants press option 100 times, the counter would show 100 and black flashing positive symbols will appear around the point total, which will then increase by 1 point. When points are stolen from the participant, similarly flashing red negative symbols will appear around the point total, which will then decrease by 1 point. Participants have to complete a started options before choosing a new option. Unselected options will be graded until the chosen option is completed. Participants were informed that they were randomly assigned to the condition where they are not allowed to keep the points they stole from the opponent, meaning pressing option 2 did not earn them any points. Meanwhile, their opponent is assigned to the condition where they are allowed to keep the points they stole from the participant. Hence, if the participant chose option 2, it is regarded as aggressive behavior without incentive, while the opponent choosing option 2 is regarded as a provocative stimulus. And this is where the game will start. Participants will begin the game by trying to rake in as many points as possible. Participants will be provoked by having points stolen from them pseudo-randomly within a time frame of 6 to 60 seconds. If participants responded to a provocation by either pressing option 1 to earn a point or option 3 to protect themselves from a steal, it will be considered a non-aggressive response. If participants responded to a provocation by pressing option 2 to steal a point from an opponent, it will be considered an aggressive response. After the participant's response, a provocation-free interval of 60 seconds will be introduced. Participants completed a 1-minute trial session in the scanner before playing 2 12-minute sessions of the PSAP. Participants also completed a questionnaire immediately after the scan session outside the scanner to determine their impression of the opponent. Participants who doubted that they were playing against a real opponent were excluded from the study. The PSAP is a mix of block and event-related design. It has a block design because it consists of several discrete epochs of stimulus presentation. In our study, the participants' engagement with a single option, the stimulus, occurs in blocks. So for example, the pressing of option 1 100 times would be a block of neutral engagement with the game. Pressing option 2 10 times is a block of aggressive engagement with the game. And lastly, pressing option 3 10 times is a block of protective engagement with the game. At the same time, it is an event-related design because there are discrete provocation events which may occur at any point in the scanning session. Lastly, for reactive aggression using the PSAP, we focus on the orbitofrontal cortex, anterior cingulate cortex, and amygdala because previous studies using the PSAP show significant activations in these locations of the brain. However, these studies noted significant activation only during the provocation event. There was no significant activation during other phases of the PSAP. Therefore, our study will focus on how the orbitofrontal cortex, anterior cingulate cortex, and amygdala activate during the provocation event in our participants.
Created using Powtoon.